I'm Bob Garrett, a member of the Ocean City Upper Township Club and the District 7640 Youth Protection Officer. I would like to chat with you for a few minutes about youth protection in the district. Youth protection may be a topic you are not familiar with, and many Rotarians question the need for a youth protection policy. I'm frequently asked, why is all of this necessary? Rotarians are good people, and good people only do good things. That is certainly true for a vast majority of Rotarians. But keep in mind, however, that there are 1.2 million Rotarians throughout the world, and annually there are 250,000 kids who participate in Rotary programs. With that many people involved, there are bound to be some incidents unless steps are taken to prevent them. Not a week goes by without us hearing of people in our communities who do things which they should not do. Some are politicians, some are policemen, some are Sunday school teachers, and some are Little League coaches. I am happy to say that there have been no incidents involving Rotarians in District 7640, and we want to keep it that way. The reason for the policy and its implementation is that it's required by RI, and in addition, it's the right thing to do. So the question now is, how does this affect each Rotary club in the district? Every club that has any kind of a youth program must follow RI and district policy and procedures. Does your club have a youth program? If the answer is no, your club has no further responsibilities, but shame on you. If the answer is yes, the club must annually adopt a resolution agreeing to abide by the district policy and procedure, and must also appoint a club youth protection officer, which we will refer to as the CYPO. A copy of the annual resolution, and we'll talk in a few minutes about where the form can be found, must be sent to the District Youth Protection Officer, which we will call the DYPO, along with the name of the Club Youth Protection Officer, the CYPO, and that has to be done annually, usually in June or July for the changeover. The CYPO is required to be certified. The district has made it as easy as possible for the CYPO to qualify for that job. What does it mean to be certified? First, the CYPO needs to fill out an application found on the district webpage. Secondly, the CYPO must familiarize himself or herself with the district policy and procedure, which again can be found on the district webpage. The CYPO needs 2 letters of recommendation. The forms for those 2 references are also on the district website, and the CYPO should give them to 2 people, one of whom cannot be a Rotarian. The 2 references submit them directly to the District Youth Protection Officer. In addition, the CYPO is required to have an annual background check. It is suggested that be done in the months of June or July. The form to request the background check is also on the district webpage and should be submitted to the District Youth Protection Officer along with a check for $20 payable to Essex. Next, the CYPO needs to listen to this oral presentation and become familiar with the general procedure of his or her duties. Lastly, there is a form on the district webpage for the CYPO to check off indicating that he or she has complied with all of the requirements, including listening to this oral presentation. Let's review. The Club Youth Protection Officer needs to visit the district webpage and print out an application. 2 forms for references, 1 form for a background check, and a checkoff list. The CYPO needs to familiarize himself or herself with the policy and procedures of the district and to listen to this presentation. He or she can then check off that all of the requirements for certification have been met and ask the two references to send the forms to the DYPO, and he or she should send all of the remaining forms to the DYPO. Assuming that the background check is clear and the two references are satisfactory and the application is satisfactory and the checkoff form has been completed, the DYPO will notify the CYPO that he or she is now certified. To help you find the training material and forms, and for those who, like me, are not particularly internet savvy, I will guide you through what is actually an easy process to get to where you need to go. First, we need to go to the district webpage, which is, I am sure, as everyone knows, Rotary District 7640.org. Once you are there, you will need to click on Avenues of Service, which is one of the options on the blue bar across the page toward the top. There will be a drop-down menu, and you will click on Youth Service. On the left side of the next page, you need to click on Youth Protection, and down on the left side of that page, you will see a small picture with several kids in color in a circle. Click on the small picture and you will open up Please Read Youth Protection Policies and Procedures, and you will also see Please Read Compliance Process. Below that will be identified several forms, and you can find the forms which you can print there, or you will find them at the end of the Youth Protection Policies and Procedures. Click on Youth Protection Policies and Procedures and open, and you will find a small introduction to policies and procedures, which is Roman numeral 1. There follows a general introduction to the topic, and then you will go on to the following appendices. Appendix A deals with youth protection, background check policy, and the form for the background check. Appendix B is reporting guidelines. If a violation of abuse or harassment occurs and is reported to you, there are instructions there on what you should do and what you should not do. And there follows after that a general flow chart. Appendix C is a job description for the District Youth Protection Officer. Appendix D is the job description for the Club Youth Protection Officer. Appendix E is the form for the annual club resolution, which each club needs to complete at the changeover of the club year. Appendix F is a checkoff list for the applicant to fill out certifying that they have completed all the requirements. Appendix G is the application, which everyone must complete, indicating the position they seek. Appendix H is the background check waiver, consent, and release. Appendix I is the form for your two references to complete. It's actually a lot easier than it sounds. You may want to run through this webinar once or twice in addition to familiarize yourself with the requirements. It is then the responsibility of the Club Youth Protection Officer to determine whether or not any of the members of his or her club have significant contact or interaction with any of the kids in the club's Rotary program. The guidelines for the club's youth protection officer to determine whether or not there is significant interaction will be found in the policy that is contained on the district webpage that we've already referred to. Interaction by a Rotarian could range from significant, such as the Interact chair accompanying a group of Interact members on an overnight trip as a chaperone, or as insignificant as a Rotary Interact chair who attends 2 Interact meetings a year and who had no individual contact with any members. Thus, it is the responsibility of the Club Youth Protection Chair to determine whether a member of the individual club needs to be certified. If it's determined that no one in the club needs to be certified, the Club Youth Protection Officer has fulfilled his or her responsibility. If it is determined that a club member needs to be certified, the club chair completes all of the paperwork that we've referred to above, with the sole exception of the application for the background check, which is always done through the district and forwarded on to Essex. Let me caution you that the information provided on that form must be very clear and preferably typewritten, using the applicant's correct legal name and no nicknames. The references are then submitted to the club chair, as is the application and the checkoff list. The District Youth Protection Officer will then advise the Club Youth Protection Officer of the outcome of the background check. And if everything is satisfactory, the Club Youth Protection Officer then can certify each individual club member. Normally, activities which are district-wide and involve our youth are all done through the District Youth Protection Officer, such as the annual Interact trip to the orphanage and the RILA counselors. If you have questions at any time, please do not hesitate to contact me. Again, I'm Bob Garrett of the Ocean City Upper Township Club. My work number is 609-399-0035, or you can contact me by email at rfygii@email.com, or by regular mail at 801 Asbury Avenue, Suite 412, Ocean City, 08226. If there's an emergency, you need to contact me immediately. My home phone is 609-545-0185, and as a last resort, you can try my cell, which is 609-602-3191. And now the last slide, which gives you a different view of your presenter. Thanks for watching and listening.